Welcome back to another video. Victor and I are here today to share with you some new things that you guys can apply so that you can go full-time doing what you love faster. And today we're going to be sharing with you 3 things you should know before you post your first YouTube video. Now before we get into it, we want to share with you, we actually have a free training that we're giving away, and that is on the top 5 ways that we make money, not including ads, by being on YouTube. These are things that so many people overlook, and they're very powerful ways that you can expedite the process of going full-time, doing what you love much quicker. So if you want that free training, it's going to be in the top of the description box below. You can just click on that link and we will send you that training, which has a whole bunch of cool content in it that'll show you exactly what to do. So with that being said, the first part of thing you should know before you post your first video has to do with simply knowing that many times it's not like you're gonna put out this video and millions of people will see it. Now this doesn't have to be a negative thing. It's like, of course we want people to see the videos, but what stopped me from making videos, like what stopped me from actually making my first video and putting it out there, was I just thought, and was giving it so much importance, I just thought everyone was gonna see it, and I actually would have got on YouTube probably 6 months earlier if I would have known this idea. Simply know that it takes a while to get the momentum going, and it's not like everyone's gonna see the first video that you do. So we don't have to put it on this pedestal that's like, the first video is so important. I remember that the quicker I started, the better I got, and then things got better as I went. So I know that we were recently in Costa Rica. We were talking to a couple friends there, people that we met that we were encouraging to go on YouTube. And I remember they were telling us all these things that they wanted to do. They were like, we're gonna get these 10 videos in alignment, we're gonna make them, we're gonna film them, and then we'll get on YouTube. And it was like all this importance, but it's like, no, just start and know that there's not going to be so many people that watch the first video, so every video you're going to get better and better as you go. So if you know that going in there, you kind of take it off the pedestal and you'll become more natural in the process of making the video anyways. So it's about first off knowing that simply not everyone is going to see the video, but that's actually a positive thing because you're going to be able to get better at your craft and you're going to become more natural. Your energy is going to become more contagious, and everything will become easier after that.
Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, I work with people on this, and so many people, like you said, they get frozen at the starting line. They have all these ideas, all this desire, but when it comes time to that first video, there's such a high degree of expectation, but completely unnecessarily. I always say, dude, no one's gonna see it. You're a brand new channel, it's your first video, no one cares, no one expects it to even be very good. So what I tell people to do is just pretend as if they've been sharing on YouTube for years. And I would say, if this is like your 200th video, what would it be about? What's going on in your life? What are you inspired to talk about? Rather than my introduction, who am I going to stand for? What is my channel going to exactly be about? I must clarify all of this and put out some amazing first video. And that is like, no wonder people freeze. But it's like, yeah, just share as if you've been sharing your whole life. No one's gonna see it anyways. Allow yourself to make mistakes, and it's all good. It's not a big deal because I think we both basically summed it up. That was good.
It's an important part.
It's not a big deal, really.
It is, and when you do that, it just comes off so much more natural, and you get better as you go. So just start. It's not that important, and you'll find that you get better much sooner.
Yeah, real quick, something I want to chime in with.
Yeah, of course.
This old coach of mine, he helped me grow my personal training business. He said, you got to get your first 10 crappy YouTube videos out of the way. It's like, you're not going to feel comfortable. You're not going to really know who you are and what you stand for. It's not going to be that good. You're going to make mistakes. But after 10 videos, you'll literally be a different person. You'll find, even if you come off real choked up in the beginning, you'll find yourself more relaxed. You'll find that you're a better speaker. You'll have more of a clarity of who you are and what you want to represent. But you got to get those videos out of the way. But what's nice is no one's going to see them anyways.
Yeah, it's the positive part of it. Yeah, so that's a great point. So the second one is actually going to be something a little more technical. Like the other ones are kind of the energy things, like the parts we can understand to get our energy on point, to have contagious energy. This one's more of a technical aspect of understanding the main fundamentals of the filming process, and that is of audio and lighting. Both of these things are important. So what we mean by that is sometimes you'll see videos and you'll see kind of like you know how Instagram videos has those square boxes and then you got cut on the side, so it's as if you're watching this video and it's like kind of black right here, and then you can just see the square video. The thing that's important is you want to think about the people that are watching the video, and the better you make the video, it's not all about the quality, but the more flowing that you make the video to where it's like it just looks something that's appealing, the easier it is for people to watch. So what we mean by this is make it something, use good lighting, and have good audio. Now, you don't have to buy like expensive audio equipment. You don't even need to have a good lighting system, but just have lighting to where like you're either by a window, you could be outside, have some type of lighting because it makes it that much more like you can connect. You want to be able to look into and be able to see into the person's eyes almost that you're talking to, so you want to have them have that kind of connection with you, and lighting is a very important part of the process. Now for me recently, we've both just upped our game on YouTube when it comes to the camera equipment we use and the audio that we use, because we're realizing that it is somewhat important. Now, like, again, I'm not saying this that you have to buy a $600 setup or anything. I'm saying this because just pay attention to your lighting. Sometimes we see some people post videos that would just do really well, but we can tell that it kind of holds it back from the real growth that it could have because it's more of a square video. It's a very small video. It's kind of squished together. So that's like a technical thing, but just focus on lighting is important and audio is important. So there's easy ways to do that. You could spend a very small amount of money to really get a premium type experience with that, but you can also just do it on your iPhone as well. Just focus on the lighting instead of doing it in shadowy, dark places. Do it more closer to a window or whatever kind of videos that you're making. So that's something important as well.
Yeah, in fact, I'm glad you brought that up because I used to get compliments on my video quality, and I had no lighting system, and I shot on my iPhone, but I just positioned it at a certain time of day when there was a lot of natural daylight, so it was like right next to the window, and it always just looked amazing. And it just makes all the difference in the world. And also the audio, if you're outside and it's real windy, then either don't shoot or invest in, like, you can get like a $20, they call it a lavalier mic, where it just kind of clips onto your shirt. Like $20 on Amazon, it'll make a world of difference. Little things like that, because the first impression is important for a YouTube video. And if you look at someone's video that didn't really take the time to even bother to get good lighting, it's almost like an insult, like, I'm not gonna watch this. There's plenty of people who are more considerate, and I'm gonna move on. So you just gotta really like earn the viewer's attention. And these are two simple things you can do that really don't cost you anything.
Yeah.
That can make a massive
I remember
difference.
when I first collabed with Victor, when we first linked up, we went to Sunset Park or wherever we went to film a video, and I brought this big old camera set up, I had like this big camera and like all of this, set up and stuff with the big tripod and stuff. And then Victor, I'm like, so what do you film with normally? And he's like, just my phone, my iPhone, you know what I mean? I was like, really? I was like, all your videos are with your iPhone?
I just bought this camera like 2 weeks ago.
Yes, and he's been on YouTube for 2 years, you know, and he's been using, it's not even the iPhone, like, the newest one with the biggest camera. It's like an iPhone, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just one of the iPhones that a common one that you would see. And it still has great quality. I remember seeing it and seeing his quality. It's like, there's no way that you're filming those videos with that phone. But he's like, no, man, I film all my videos with that phone. And all it is he's using that phone, plus he has good lighting. He's being considerate about the lighting. And I even had a buddy of mine at the gym who checked out Victor when Victor moved here. Victor and I go to the gym every day. He's like, oh yeah, your buddy, I checked out his videos. He's got really good camera quality. I was like, really? I was like, he watches my videos all the time, but Victor's camera quality appears to be better, and it's an iPhone. It's just he's in good lighting, so it makes such a big difference, So yeah, it's often underemphasized, but at the same time, it's really simple. It's just lighting.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And one last thing, you'll probably laugh at this, I'm going to add before I get into point 3, is the location of you in relation to the camera. Some people, they'll do a video and they're like down here, you gotta just
I've seen people like that. Like, what
yeah,
bro?
like,
Come
where
on.
are you? Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
or it's
right
like
over
just
here, like, stop.
from their knees up and they're real far away. Just try to make it, if you see most top YouTubers, they are the focus. And that sometimes can be a bit unnerving to people. Like, I don't want to be the focus, but if you're getting on YouTube, people are watching to see you and hear what you have to say. So get yourself really in front of the camera. And again, that'll make a big difference as well.
Actually, I have a bonus as well. This is something I've noticed. It really works really well. What you do is when you're staring at the camera, it'll feel weird at first staring into the camera lens. But when you stare into the camera, you got to imagine that someone else is on the other side of the camera. That there is somebody that's looking at you. So I'm not looking at a camera right now, I'm looking at you. And as weird as that sounds, that's the way I view it. I don't view it as I'm looking into a piece of technology. I view it as I'm looking into someone. I've been doing this so long that it's so natural for me. But I see a lot, there's a lot of not a lot, but there's some YouTubers that will not really look into the camera. And it's like they're kind of always looking away. You don't feel as connected when I'm looking at you right now and my eyes are on you. I think a lot of times people will watch us because they feel connected to us. So I think that connection comes through the eyes and through the voice. So with that, I know it's kind of it's kind of like a weird tip, but look into the camera, you'll get more comfortable at it, and you will feel, and people will feel that watch you more of a connection. So that's kind of a tip. And I noticed that a lot of big YouTubers that have a huge, like, very loyal following, they're people that really have a strong eye contact with the lens. So that's a little bonus I thought.
That's huge, man. Yeah, like you said, people go on YouTube to connect.
Exactly.
Not so much, you had to learn information, but the people who subscribe and watch all your videos, because they feel connected to you. And that's all the things we said will really amplify the potential for that connection to be made.
So true.
Yeah. And then number 3, finally, and this is going to sound cliche, but please let me explain because it's totally true. There's never been a time than now. And what I mean by that, I'll give you an exact story. So just yesterday, we're in Sedona right now. We were like way up at Bell Rock, and he's always saying, man, you should go live on Instagram. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm more comfortable talking to a camera rather than pressing a button and having like 80 people just waiting to see what Victor has to say on the spot. So it's nerve-wracking. And I've been meaning to do it for a while, and yesterday was not the best day for it. In fact, I had all these reasons in my mind why yesterday was not ideal. I was tired. I had like a real long week. That's why we're in Sedona. We'd come here to recharge, and it was like the tail end of a long week, or a long, string of weeks actually. And I was hungry. It was like 3 o'clock. I haven't eaten all day. We had hiked all the way up to Bell at the top of the mountain there. I was tired. And he could even tell I was not being very talkative, just sort of not sullen, but like just fatigued, man. So it was on paper, for my very first Instagram, it made no sense to do that live, and yet I just did it. Because I know there's never a better time than now. I can always come up with excuses no matter what the scenario is, and I just pressed the frickin' button and went live. And it was good. It came out good. And if it didn't come out good, that's fine too, because I would have gotten that out of the way, my first video out of the way.
He's being very modest. He was on it. He had over 80 people at a time. There was over 380 people or something over the course of the half an hour he was on. And I'm talking, there were just hearts the whole time. Like the whole time he was talking, there were just hearts. We were answering questions and stuff, but it was, the engagement was just insane.
Yeah.
And it was a good sign that it was a good choice that he made. So in the same way that he made that choice to do something that he had these reasons why not to, and was kind of holding him back, he did it, and he proved to himself, and afterwards he felt like totally different person. He's like, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Before he was kind of tired. We were kind of out of breath too because we just got done hiking up there. But I was kind of like, I'm just gonna go live and you let me know when you're ready. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's like, okay, just give me a sec or whatever. And then we did it. And afterwards he felt like energized. We're like, okay, we'll go even further up the mountain. We went up further after that. We did an hour. I did half an hour on mine, half an hour on his Instagram channel. So we just got done doing all that. We felt even more energized. So that's something you might find too. You feel more energized after you do this because you feel like you're actually sharing, even though it's a YouTube video, maybe not a live, but it could be a live YouTube video as well. But nonetheless, that's something that is very powerful.
Yeah, like you can have that same feeling of empowerment by just doing it now, just pressing the button, getting out of your head about the first video, taking the time to set yourself up is where it's going to be good quality, really putting your own stamp of approval on it and pressing that damn button and then seeing what happens. A lot of times our nerves are illusory in nature and they're not really true, just like mine. Not the best time, Vic. You're tired. And it was great. It came out fantastic.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the critic in our head is full of shit, not really authentic or telling the truth. So again, we can't compel you enough to get on there live.
Exactly.
Not live.
Just in
to
general.
get on there now.
It could be live.
It could be live, yeah.
But the thing is too, with YouTube in general, there are so many people in the world that are going to be coming online over the next like 5 years. It's like something like, I've seen the stats on it, that right now there's like only 2 billion people on the planet that have online access, or 2 or 3 billion. but eventually it's going to be like 5 billion people by the end of the next like 5 or 10 years. Like, think about how many people are coming online. So sometimes is it the right time to get on YouTube? Is it that? It's the perfect time because things are about to explode. There's going to be more and more people coming online, more of a demand for information.
And real connection.
And connection, exactly. So there's never been a better time than now. So that's why we're making this video right now for you. And like we said, in the top of the description box, you're going to get free training from us if you want to know how to grow your YouTube and then go full-time with YouTube, which is what we have both done. A lot of those things in there that we share, a little counterintuitive than what you would think. Like we said, there are 5 ways to make and go full-time doing what you love, not including ads. So it's something that you can do as well with a much smaller channel than you think. Something that can happen much faster than you think as well. So if you want that training, at the top of the description box as well. And with that being said, we're in Sedona right now. We're getting ready to go for a hike here in a minute. We just wanted to make this video real quick to add some value to you. And other than that, as always, we thank you for being here. Peace, much love, and namaste.
Namaste.